Hi, everybody. I'm going to give you all a chance to go ahead and get into the chat. And when you do, you'll be able to tell me, someone will be able to tell me if my mic is working great. Hi. Can you hear me through my microphone? Could you let me know? The two that are here, could you guys let me know if you can hear me? I'd be so grateful. Even if you just put it in the chat, that would be great. If you can hear me, I'd love to know that. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm gonna give a few minutes for people to come in because I was trying to set this up and I was kind of hoping that people came in. So that's working. That's working. Okay, so everything seems to be working except I'm a little cold. I thought I was gonna do it outside, but I'm a little cold and now I'm all set up out here. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna stay out here. Hi, whoever's in here with me. I wish you could tell me if my microphone works. Okay, let's see. I could be the one that's actually in here because I'm not sure kind of how that goes. I tried to thumb myself up. Okay, I'll just give it a few more. And you can tell me if my microphone works. Anybody that comes in. Hey, Shibby. Can you hear me in my microphone, Shibby? Hello, Shibby, Shibby. It works. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Shib. I'm the only one at home, so I had to do everything myself. So I was trying to do it. Thank you so much for coming in here. Oh, thank you, Shibby. Oh, thank you so much for saying that because I was worried about that. I plugged my headset in, but I wasn't getting the same results. So I unplugged my headset. But I'm wondering if I should put it on just to see if it works now. I'm just going to give it a whirl real quick and see what happens. Please let it work. Please, please, please. And let's see. I'm trying to learn all this stuff. It's taken me a minute, but I am definitely trying. Hello, hello. Nope, can't hear myself. Doggone it. Okay. Okay, and you think it sounds really good, Shibby? Then I know that it sounds good. I have 3 people in here right now. I was just trying to give you guys just a few more minutes. You don't hear yourself? No, I don't hear myself, Shib. Not through these. I tried. I might have to get or have my son get me a different headset just to get through, until I can get a better something. Um, won't. You won't hear. You hear me too? It's okay. You shouldn't. Something. I'm waiting for it to come up, Shib. It's okay. You shouldn't. He's probably going to say, you won't hear your voice. Okay. It's not a problem with me. I don't have to worry about my voice. You guys have to worry about my voice. I just want to make sure that it sounds okay, and then I've got everything, at least this part is all plugged up, and I'm not completely, a dense. Sherry, it's okay. You won't hear yourself. Okay, that's good. Thank you so much. So the volume's all right and everything. So I'm happy about that. I want to say welcome. Welcome, Shibby. Welcome, Candy. Welcome, Carrie Stanberry. Oh my gosh. That is one of my best friends here, Carrie Stanberry. I love you so much. Thank you for coming. Shibby's just the greatest. He's helped me so much just in the little stuff that I have been trying to do. Okay, I'm gonna adjust. I think I'm okay there. Yeah. Okay, so today I was trying to wait for a few more people to come in. I know it's kind of busy out there right now. There's a few people doing lives, and I kind of did this in the grand scheme of things during their lives, but it wasn't planned that way. So I did some, I guess you could say, some work on the things that have been making us interested in the Nancy Guthrie case. And so today I'm going to bring some of these things out that has been talked about, or that there are similarities to this case, the NG case that everybody's having such trouble with. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that helps me, including Shibby, sweet dude Shibby. There's 2 underscores. It is sweet underscore dude underscore Shibby. Please go and sub Shibby. He has been nothing but a genuine kind heart to me. So if you guys would do that, I really would appreciate that. And anybody else that wants to wants me to shout out their channel tonight, I absolutely will. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the likes of Shibby, Alex, JLR, Juice, everybody, Tucson, 357 Tucson, Jim, Ted. The list goes on. And I'm so grateful to everyone for opening their heart and their arms to me. This case has been very peculiar to all of us, if not a lot of us. And it has been very difficult. It's been difficult for us to figure things out. It's been difficult for us just to get our own mindset of what we believe possibly could have happened. And we've tried, and these guys have been so great to bring us on panels. I was on one last night with Shibby. I loved it because we got to watch a lot of the reoccurring videos. So there was comments on it. I'm going to get there, you guys. I'm going to be as good as Shibby. One day is my goal. But I just really appreciate y'all being here. And this really are some things that we continue to talk about, and we continue to talk about. Candy. Oh, thank you, Candy. Oregon resident right there. Thanks, Candy. So basically, it's Friday evening. I'm hoping everyone is having a wonderful Friday evening. And this stress with Juice last night and the stress with the streamers um, out there has been very difficult to watch the last few weeks because they definitely have been aiming their arrows at certain people, and it's not right. It's just not right, and I'm not right. You know, with my suggestions and the things that I come with, is I'm not necessarily right. It's a person that has to be right for them. So whatever decisions that Juice makes, whatever decisions that the other guys make that have also been affected, and Juanita, I cannot forget her. She has been a live stream also. Dirty Diana, you're the best. I wouldn't probably be this far if it wasn't for you and Shib just helping me out with this stuff. I'm trying, and I'm going to continue to try to do this the best I can. And I know I'll grow, and I know that I'll learn more, and I'll be more precise on some things. I'll be able to learn the computer very well. I'll have it down. You're good for you from. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. I'm trying. Shibby knows. I'm trying. Carrie knows. Carrie was with me the first night. I even tried to do any pictures, any lives, any recordings, and she was a trooper, and she didn't care if I messed up. She didn't care what I did. She just was proud that I was even trying, because I've been hearing this for a long time from a lot of people that really know me very closely, that this is something that was probably destined for me, especially in the situation I'm in, because I have a gift for gab. I do like to talk, and mistakes are how I learn best. Thanks, Chevy. It's so true. Hello. Oh, Candy, thank you. And D, hi, Nikki and Shibby and all the chat. Thank you, D, for saying that. And Carrie, I appreciate you being here too, dear. I was trying to get a couple more people in here, but they could be just busy out there and they may watch it later. So the case that we're kind of all following right now in all our different formats and respects, we all feel different things, but there's been some things mentioned. And I wanted to just touch it again because thank you for the hearts. Thank you. And Carrie, I know you're always here to support me. I appreciate that. We've talked about a few things, and other streamers have talked about a few things, and I wanted to talk about the Zodiac killer for a few minutes. I wanted to talk about a kidnapping for a few minutes. And I just kind of wanted to mix some things up in your heads, and just to see if maybe you guys don't come out with either more ideas or some added ideas onto what you already have. And I'm not asking anybody to change your ideas that you already think has happened. And so I don't want you to do that. But I do want you to maybe just think about it just a little bit more in maybe a way where you could sit quietly, or you are by yourself and you're not influenced by this, and you can really kind of sit down and put yourself in maybe a shoes of being a child that you know, or being that it's somebody close to you. Just putting yourself in those shoes, you can get a different idea, or a different, maybe you'll find something out. And I'm kind of like the guys. I'm not trying to solve anything. I'm just trying to make people aware. I'm trying to keep her name out there, like I'm trying to keep a lot of people's names out there or bring them back. D, nice to see you. Oh, I know Shibi's awesome. He's been so great. So about the Zodiac killer, and if you think you know everything about the Zodiac killer, I could kind of surprise you, maybe. Because I think probably you've seen movies or maybe even a documentary or something like that. This individual claims to have unalived 37 people. This is the claim to fame. But if you ask law enforcement and you ask the FBI, they've only had five. Five that they know of. Two more had gotten away. So it could have been seven, but it was five with two people getting away. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'll mention the names as I go. I'm not going to worry about them at the end because this kind of circles around what we've already been dealing with. And this is just to put some more thoughts into your head. And I know even monks talked about it, and I know that. The Zodiac is officially confirmed to be responsible for the unaliving of 5 people, which I just said. 7 targeted victims across the San Francisco Bay Area in 1968 and 1969. But 2 victims survived. They survived their attacks, excuse me. The killer taunted in letters to the press that he murdered up to 37 people. Never got corroborated with investigators, excuse me. But David Faraday, 17 years old, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16 years old, were the first people that were noticeably unalived and shot on December 20th of 1968 in Benicia, California. Benicia. Not Valencia, but it's Benicia. I had to make sure I spelled that correctly. Darlene Elizabeth Farron was 22 when she was shot and unalived July 4th of 1969. July 4th, our Independence Day here in the United States. And that was in Vallejo, California. Her companion, Michael Magoo, survived. Cicely Shepard was 22, stabbed and unalived on September 27th in 1969 in the Napa County, in Napa Valley. Her companion, Brian Hartnell, he survived. So Brian Hartnell was a survivor, and Michael Magoo was a survivor. So those were the only 2 survivors out of those 7 that he initially went after. Pauline Stein, he was 29. He was shot and unalived on October 11th in 1969 in San Francisco. If this case intrigues you and you can review this case with the FBI, you can go to the FBI vault on the Zodiac Killer or read coverage preserved in the San Francisco Chronicle. There's a lot of preserved newspapers that give you really detailed information on what they can do, what they can give you on the Zodiac Killer. Especially if you want to know more details of one of the most specific attacks or about ciphers that were mailed to the police. Here we go with ciphers. This has been brought up to us also. The case maintained the official status on this investigation. The files in the FBI, they seem to have been mentioned a lot in this Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Movement and silence for these victims. Movement on this perpetrator that isolated these unalivings. And it is very sad, Dee. Thank you. It is a tremendously sad I have to take my moment of silence for these people. I know it was 68, 69, but it doesn't matter to me. They're not here. And what they could have given to the world could have been the most spectacular things that they could have ever gotten to the world. There could have been a president unalived. There could have been a mayor, um, a phenomenal businessman that gave jobs to everyone. I like to think that a lot of these things that happen to people, they have to be for a reason for us to open our eyes and pay attention to these people and to these things that have happened to these people. Because if we don't pay attention and we just hide our eyes, hide our ears, do all those things, then we're always going to hide our ears and our eyes. Hey, Libby. And I think that we're doing ourselves an injustice. And I think that that just can't happen. And I think for some of these cold cases, if you're interested in these kind of things, it's great to go back and take a look at the stuff that, that you see that is just stuff you still want to learn about. Um, this Zodiac, and I know the chef spear, has come up, and I've talked to a couple people that are older than me and asked them if they remembered those coming out, and you could win the watch for like the $3.95 and that. And I asked them if Cracker Jacks or Bazooka Joe or something like that was the thing that intrigued us because it gave you a prize. So when kids were doing and trying to figure out what the Zodiac was or the chef was talking about in those days, it was the decoders, and kids just really wanted the watch. And I was telling these nice people that are a little older than me, I was telling them, and then we got into cereal. So then we had to have all these toys and all these prizes in our cereal. So I don't know what our intention was, if it was the chef ciphers that got us started in this, or if it was Cracker Jacks or Bazooka Joe with the cartoons, or it was just made us intrigued and made us wanted to win those prizes. So, and this is just me saying this and my theories, but what if in those days the Zodiac was actually targeting children, but it was children's parents? I kind of thought about that, and I thought, or older sisters or brothers, because that kind of seems to be the age that this person was into, you know, hurting people and killing them, unaliving them. And it's not right. And these violent crimes that are continuously done are absolutely foolishness. And I think that I've told you about the cold cases, 350,000 cold cases in the United States of America. That's way too many. One is too many. 350,000, that's 349,000 more than we should ever have. We have people that do special things to make them the greatest officers that we're supposed to have here in the United States. But my trouble is how do they keep, if this is their profession, inner strength high, and this is their profession, then why, if they have specifics in their profession that they can do, then why aren't they catching these people? Why is there still 350,000 out there? And it's probably because 6,000 gets added to it every year. So by the time they can try to keep up with The 350,000, they have more on top of that. So there's not obviously enough people to be able to go after these people with everything they've got. And that's scary. That's really scary that we can't go after these people and get them the way that all of us would like to see them got in various ways, and definitely with paying the price, you know, for our children, our parents, our loved ones' lives. So I think concentrating on 350,000 cases is an extraordinary amount. And I sure hope that we get some nice new agents, investigators, police officers. I've said this before and I'll say this again. Once that protect and serve was taken off of their vehicles, things changed. Things changed in our world. They changed. They no longer had to protect and serve us. Now we were on their time. We were on their availability. We were on, maybe they'll make it out in time and maybe they won't, because there could be another call over here that they have to go to, but that one could be more priority, and whatever their basis on priority is. And so that person won't get seen or heard about their plight. And I keep seeing more and more and more of this. And in here in Oregon, and I'll get the statistics for other states on some of these, but here in Oregon, 4,000. Metropolitan Portland has 4,000 unsolved cases. Imagine those in every single state. It's an overwhelming amount. That's what comes up with the 350,000. And I think, in my opinion, people can always go to an FBI violent crime. They have a tips, they have a portal that you can go to, and you can always look up what crime that you're interested in, or what unaliving, or what disappearance, or any of those things. You can go and you can look these things up yourself. And that's how they get tips. But I don't know if some of these older cases, the people that have witnessed or been the tips, I don't know if they're still alive or can be alive to this day to be able to give a tip and send them in a good direction. And that might be a lot of the problems for solving cases, is they just don't have the tips coming through on those tip lines. And some of those people, because of some of these cases that I bring up being so old, some of the witnesses or people that could give tips could possibly not even be alive anymore, because of natural causes, because I've gone back now to 1953 so far in a case. So the chances of them being, somebody that can give a statement or a witness statement is probably pretty rare. More rare as time goes on, I'm sure. If it was me, I wouldn't want anyone to give up. I would want them to keep looking. And that's another thing I don't understand. And I know it's been brought up so many times, you guys. But why isn't anybody looking but our people that we call family, that are doing the same thing, that behind a camera, behind a computer, behind a mic, headphones, the whole nine. They're the ones. They're the ones that have had the posters, the flyers, the signs. They've stood on busiest corners of Tucson that they could think of. Nobody jumped out of their car and parked it and said, "Give me a sign. Let me stand here with you someone's missing here, we should all be concerned because it doesn't isolate normally towards one person. A lot of people, over the stuff that I've been going through, go back and do it again. And they're not even called serial killers because 2 or 3 times they don't call them that. They only call them that when it's an abundance of people. And I don't think that's right. I think if you do one, like I said, it's too many. I hope you guys subscribe and like this, and I hope that I start bringing you very good content. I'm trying to do my very best, not being there in Arizona, being able to be boots on the ground and helping people out physically. I've been able to give some information, and I hope that's at least done a little service to help with some people out there. She does look fantastic. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's gotten longer and it's able to be a little bumped up now. So I got it a little bit trimmed, but not too bad, because I'm trying to grow it so you don't want to lose too much. But it just needed to have a direction. I've never had hair that didn't have a direction or the direction was up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but thank you. Thank you for saying that. That is very sweet. I appreciate that. And this zodiac, I just, I don't know. It hasn't been solved. And we've had that RN come on and talk to a couple of the guys and called in Patriot Pride. I love those guys too. Shout out to Patriot Pride. They've called in. Sleuth. Shout out to Sleuth. Love him. He's made some phone calls and he's talked a lot about these ciphers. And I know you guys have checked it out. And so that's why I kind of went and dug just a little bit more into the zodiac to figure out if the stories that we were told, if any of that could possibly have substance, or could the person still be alive and here and maybe not doing what they did back in the late 60s, early 70s. And maybe this person or persons has laid low for a lot of years, or not laid low, and we just didn't know that that's who it was that did something else, So I wanted to bring that up again, and I wanted to talk about RN a little bit, only because of the fact that he said that this was family. And Mary Gail, I can see you better. Now I can see you. Oh, I love you too. Thank you for saying that. 6, and you're 6'9". You are for sure. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the beautiful comments and being so sweet to me. And I hope I'm not sitting too close because I keep looking because I'm trying to watch the chat. But that's not all. That's not all. I planned on being here for a few minutes because generally when I bring the story time up, that generally I get asked questions about this case and what I feel about it. So I just kind of thought, well, let me bring some of these things in that we've already heard about, or we've already listened to the phone calls, or, and this person talking about his father. And could that person still be alive on this earth? Anything is possible, right? Anything. Everything is possible. Because if we limit ourselves, then we hurt ourselves. You don't have to be too out there and open, but you should be open enough to where you're willing to take in other information and you're willing to possibly hear all these different sides and then come up with your own side, because we all think differently. And that's what makes the world go round, is we're all different individuals. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And I think that it should continue to be that way. And I've, I've grown very fond of all of you and these streamers. I really have. And I I think I was in a spot with the cancer fighting and all that. I think that I was in a spot where I was widowed. I didn't have that big shoulder to cling to. And that big shoulder and clinging to that person had always been here for 32 years, with me. So I think that in itself is almost more devastating, I think, in some respects, than actually having this itself. Because the person that you rely on and the person that's got your back isn't here anymore. So you have to not only have your back, and I know God's got my back, and I know a lot of you got my back, but truly you should have your own back, because it's you that has to fight for winning, and no one can do it for you. People can support you, and a lot of people need that, and we don't get enough of it. And excuse me. And I think that it's just something that we as humans, there's no divine timing for anything. Timing happens for everybody. And I'm going to continue, and I haven't done it lately, but you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to remind you continuously out there, please, please, go get your mammograms. Go get your mammograms, please. Please, I beg of you. Please. It could really save your life. It could really save your life. And it could give you a little longer to fight for your life. And I don't want to turn this channel into something that I'm just, oh gosh, she's always talking about cancer and she's always got to bring that up. No, but I'm going to be a reminder, because I don't want anything to happen to any of you. Not this way. I want you all to enjoy your lives and love life. Give me 1 second so he'll stop doing that. That's why I started getting the microphone and the headphones, so you guys wouldn't have to worry about outside noise. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Please. Hey, no. That barking is not necessary right now, please. Come here. Excuse me, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. So let me get him a treat so I was smart enough to bring treats out with me. So when this happened, I'd be prepared. I know all of you, or a lot of you, have animals. So you completely understand me, right? When they want what they want, they don't want to wait for anything or anybody. Okay. There you go. Okay, now you be good. Thank you. So anyway, back to that. I'm just going to be reminding everybody, okay? Please, please, please. I will try not to be a walking billboard for that, but and I'm not going to be a bugaboo, but I just want to be somebody that gives you guys reminders. And maybe one of you, it was due to come up, and maybe you forgot about it, or maybe it went by the wayside. And I'd like to see if a guy feels like there's a lump there in the general area of the chest region. I like to see you guys go to. Um, it's not just women, it's men too. I know two that are not here anymore from breast cancer, of all things. So it happens to both, just not as frequently to men, but men also. You know, if you feel something, call somebody and go see them and just have them check it out. I mean, it could be a nodule, it could be a bump of any kind. But if you're a gentleman, and you know, the ladies, I'm going to be on them, but a gentleman, I'd like to see you get things like that checked out. Do not wait. Don't wait on it. Don't think it only happens to women. Don't be embarrassed. Just have it checked. Okay, guys? Please. Thank you. We used to be 1 in 8 when I got diagnosed. September 4th of 2024. And now it's 1 in 3. In 2.5 years, it's moved up 5 people. That means if you're standing in a room with 2 other people, possibly one of you will end up fighting this. And so I just want you to take your health into your own hands and be your own advocate. Be your own advocate. And don't take anybody's opinion to be the first opinion. Always get that second one because you deserve it. It's your life. You deserve to get a second opinion always and forever. And you're not hurting anybody's feelings. It's your life. You have a right. And you don't have to be mean about it or anything. And you're always be, kind to your doctor. But you just let them know. I think I'm just going to get one more person to take a look at this and make sure. Not that I don't trust you, but it just for my own well-being. Inner strength, you are hilarious. Yeah, it is becoming more common. And that's what seems so strange to me. And if I didn't know people, men that have had the problem, I probably would never mention it. I would only concentrate on letting the women know. But because I know the people that have gotten it as men, the two, I don't want anybody to take any chances. I want you all to live a long, long life. And if you want grandkids and kids, I want you all to have it. That's the part about being human. That's our cycle, you know? So, whatever you want in life, I hope all of you get it tenfold and all the blessings that come along with it. So, moving on, our food and our environment is literally killing us. Inner strength, I got this, and it doesn't run in my family. No one in my family. My grandfather got prostate cancer at 94 years old. And the doctor literally told him he was going to outlive it because he was 94 years old. So, and grandpa, wasn't what succumbed to him. It was old age. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, we need to get really good reminders, and we just need to, and I'm just going to be just a reminder for you guys. And, I won't harp on it. I'll just remind you. And if there's one person that gets there early because I said something, then I've done my job. I've done my job. And my husband always told me, honey, you can't save the world. I told him I can try. Oh, inner strength. That's a great name for you, inner strength, because people passing in our lives, that's what we gather from. That's what we grab is our inner strength. And that's a wonderful name. Um, You speak the truth about checkups. Thank you, Mary. It's just, I want to be, I care. And I just want to keep caring. Oh, Carrie Stanbury, thank you for hugging me. I'm hugging you back. And just thanks for being here. I love the purple hearts too, by the way. Inner strength. I love those. Those are so pretty. So I can always go back to that because you guys can always ask questions about that if you want. But I'm not gonna, like I said, I won't harp on it. I just wanted to mention it. So being that the zodiac has something to do with us learning about it. If you didn't know about it before, you knew about it after you heard the phone calls and some of the really unkind information. Us as kids, can experience some real different things depending on who our parents are, and I can't even imagine being a child of somebody that does that to people and what they must treat you like or what you must feel in your own home, in your own household, where you're supposed to be loved and comforted and you go to school and you do all the things as a kid that you're supposed to do when you're growing up. You know, some of us are that old that we remember the zodiac. I'm 69, baby. So that just tells you guys I'm 57. And I've told you guys I love crime, history, things like that. So I've dug into it. There's a couple movies. There's one with oh gosh, why can't I think of him? And he's great. Um, and he plays the reporter. He plays the reporter in the movie, and I think I want to say it might be a Lifetime movie, and I think and it's Zodiac or it was a movie. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. plays the reporter that's trying to go after the Zodiac. He's trying to actually he's the editor. Excuse me, he's the editor, and Jake Gyllenhaal was the newspaper writer that had a personal attraction to the Zodiac. And through the ciphers and through the newspaper and the articles that he wrote, he wanted to be as precise as he could. But it ultimately broke up, I believe it broke up his marriage. And because he couldn't think of anything else but that. And I hope with us thinking about Angie and the Guthrie case, that we're involved and we want to see her come home and we want all of that. But we're not so involved that we don't know what's going on in our own homes because all we can do is pay attention to what the streamers are doing or that. Make sure you give you guys yourselves enough of the quiet time and the time that doesn't have anything to do with the cases because it can really affect you emotionally, you know? I mean, look at me. I've cried, what, 3 times on 3 different panels because of Nancy. Oh, I'm just triggered over, certain things or whatever. And I just always think that what if that was my mom, or what if that was my friend's mom's, or what if that was anybody? Oh, she has a place in South Reno, very close to Lake Tahoe here too. Gotcha. I gotcha. And I was wondering if she had more than, one home. Celebrities or people that come, definitely can afford it, usually have a couple homes, in some different areas of the country because they don't want to always be cold and they don't always want to be hot. Some people like the middle. I saw that it rained out in Tucson yesterday and I kept thinking, oh, that it was very humid and sticky today. And I was kind of feeling, that they were kind of going through that. It rained here, and it got up in Portland, and it got up to like 70 today or 71, and you could feel it just a little stickiness, from the humidity. So in Arizona being so dry and hot, I thought, wow, I hope they're not dealing with all that today. No, Nikki, Mary offered you a place if you visit, and then I did also. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, wow. Northern Michigan. That is a place I've never been to. Oh, Mary, thank you. That is so kind. Inner strength. That is so kind. Your brother lives in Jacksonville. Mom's is moving there in a few years, and I will be too. Oh, I heard Jacksonville is really nice, though. I heard the people are really nice there, too. I always inquire because I love to travel. I just haven't been able to travel because of my circumstances, but it'll change. It'll change. I'm going to beat this. And then I can travel again. And I'm going to try to come see you, Mary. And I'm going to try to come see you in your strength because I'm not stopping. I'm going to live life, and I'm going to do as much reporting on things that I can. And hopefully I'll get more focused when it comes to my channel, and I won't kind of go off on the side things. I tend to do that only because I can think of a million other things that I need to remind you guys of, or I need to say, or let me write that down for next time, and today has been pretty mellow, and I just wanted to bring some few things up. Oh, yes, Mary, she's got plans and a place to see. Oh, I got a lot of places to see now. Yeah, I have one of my bestest girlfriends lives in Scottsdale. So I've been threatening to come that way. She says, I'm going to have to rent a car, aren't I? Because you're going to end up driving about 3 hours down to Tucson. I said, it's a great possibility. So I'm trying to be good and stay home and do the right thing right now because I don't want to get there and, get sick or make people feel, that they have to worry about me. You love Scottsdale? Oh, I haven't been to Scottsdale. I haven't been to Arizona. Probably 10 years, I'm thinking. 10 years. Let me check this really quick. If you guys don't mind, I'm coming right back. Okay, you be careful now. Okay? You be careful what you're doing. I don't care about that. But I don't want you over there barking, okay? Because you're disturbing what I'm doing right now. Okay? And I love you so much. But I just have to be honest with you. Okay? Thank you. Sorry about that, you guys. Apologize. I just didn't want him going back over to the fence line. Okay, so I hope I didn't lose a whole bunch of you. Sorry about that, guys. You guys are just so awesome and patient. And I know there's other places that you probably want to go check out as far as everybody's kind of live streaming, I think, tonight. So there was a kidnapping. There was a kidnapping in 1963. I'm going to give you 1 minute and I'm going to go ding, 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 ding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to let somebody tell me who I could possibly be talking about. We need to organize something to protect our YouTube dream team. They are the only ones that seem to be looking for answers about Nancy in the neighborhood. The neighborhood could care less. Oh, goodness. What do you want me to say about this neighborhood? I think they're horrible. I think they're absolutely horrid people. I think anybody that is so concerned about your neighborhood and people walking on your cement streets, that you surely would be bringing shovels down or trash bags and gloves and clean that easement up, because you leaving that easement makes you look like you don't care about your neighborhood, but you certainly keep acting like it, don't you? You want the streamers gone. You want this person gone. You want this person gone. Well, by gosh, you messed with one of the nicest people last night. I mean, for real. He's a stand up gentleman. And I've said to him, whoever your parents are, they're phenomenal. They raised a great young man. You talk to people with dignity and respect. That's the only thing you should get back is dignity and respect, because you gave it. So we give, so we should receive. Like they say, I'm only going to give you what I am getting from you. Well, if a person's only getting name calling and being told that they're, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What's the camera for? Well, we're here because this lady has not been found. Somebody in this neighborhood is still gone. And you all just keep going on about your business, but you not only go on about your business, but you make it darn hard for all of us. And we didn't come out here for you. We came out here for this lady. And I think that's what's sad. Is I don't know if it's a jealousy thing and they think that they should be out here for them, or they're jealous because they don't get that attention. I mean, for gosh sakes, that's what trolls are on here. I figured that out. That, leaving Facebook and all this, because I left Facebook after all these years of seeing people complaining about their families. And I felt bad. And dealing with this, I thought, no way. I want positivity. I want something that I can control, at least to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? And I've had a couple. I had one that told me to SHUT the other day when I was on here, if anybody was here. And I told them that they should go get theirs. They should go get one. Go get you a channel. You can tell anybody anything you want on your channel. But when you're on our channels, that doesn't fly, and it shouldn't fly. And we should protect ourselves in our channels. And if we see that or see people being disrespectful, we shouldn't allow it. Because if we allow it, then we allow it all the time. And the world's got to stop doing that. We got to stop allowing the inconsideration and the rudeness and those things, because most of us are good people and nice people. And we can overtake the rudeness. And I know we can. I know we can. We need to Mary have fun. It's awful shameful and flat out racist. Juice is so sweet and can't believe they did this to him. So I sent Juice a long email, not too long. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't a book, but it was some information, just human information on dignity and respect. And my husband, complete opposites. But I adored him and he adored me. And he held the same complexion that Juice has. And we were together 32 years. And so I was super lucky. I found him at 18. And so lucky. And I wish we could have made it to 50 years or 40 years. 32, I'll take it. I just wish there would have been more. We're selfish like that, aren't we? We want that. We want that happiness and that joy and that way that that person felt about us, You can't tolerate injustice. I have a real hard time with it too. What happened tonight? Mary. At Mary, what happened tonight? Mary, what happened? Juice had a problem tonight. Did you see that? JLR is ticked off right now, or right off. Alex and DGL, it's so upsetting. Okay, so let me get this right. Something happened today with Juice, and the group is really upset. But they're not upset at each other. They're upset at what upset Juice, right? Oh, Mama Bear. Hi, happy Friday to you too, sweetheart. It was a gift, inner strength. I got so lucky. 18 years old? How do you find somebody at 18 years old and you spend 32 years with them? He really put up with me, didn't he? And the Irish and the red hair and the Lucy attitude a little bit, and he was a champ for dealing with me. Juice got a ticket last night. Yep, I know that. I don't know what happened today. Was there before her and I didn't see anything happen. I went over to Alex before I came and did this or started trying to set these things up. And Alex was in the condominium area in his townhouse, and he was showing us the sunset, and I was getting this prepared, and I thought that, I don't know if I heard this right. You could tell me because I had been gone today for a while. But did Alex have trouble out there today too? Because I was gonna rewind his streaming and restart it over from the beginning to see if there's something that I missed out there. They can't live with us and they can't live without us. Oh my gosh, Mama Bear, you are so right about that. Oh my gosh. Maybe Mary meant what happened last night. I was waiting to see if Mary was going to say to us. Apparently, a sheriff drove right by him and didn't mess with him. Just left him alone and his little apartment. All be darned. All be darned. I figured, and with us on here, all of us we're all talking all the time. And surely they have definitely, they're on streams, definitely on streams. But for JLR and them to be so upset tonight, I know he went to pick up Ted, I thought, at the airport. And I figured he took Juice with him. And that's why I was kind of watching and just supporting Alex because he was by himself, And there was a lot of people supporting, Alex, all the way. Apparently, okay, I read that. Maybe Mary meant, yeah, possibly. She probably could have meant that last night. And he's a nice person. And that deputy had no business doing that to him. For his toe on the road. Come on. Come on. It's a public road. The taxpayers pay for this. And what's so sad to me is all the running that these sheriffs, these deputies have been doing back and forth. Taxpayers in Arizona are going to be livid every single time an officer comes to a false complaint or a false report. I'm pretty sure you get dinged. If I remember correctly, for calling false police reports and stuff like that, I think the taxpayers, I think the state ends up recouping what was spent for false reporting. I'm almost positively sure of that, and I think it comes out of the budget. I just want to help any way I can. There are good men doing things with peace and integrity. I was going to say something about that. Don't be too hard, guys, gals, on the streamers. Everybody's got a different personality. Everybody has a different plight. Everybody's been through something different in life. Uh, it, it's just everybody walks to a different drummer. And if all the streamers walk to the same drummer, you'd get bored. You'd get really bored with our personalities. If we didn't have anything to be an individual about or our own selves, you guys would get bored and you'd move on. I mean, it's kind of TV and it's kind of, if we don't like the show anymore, we change the channel. It's kind of the same thing with the YouTube. I think I've kind of figured that out. That people can come and go as they please, and a lot of people will go and check. I do it. I'll go and put this stream here, and I'll take this stream and put it over here. Then I'll have one on my TV. So I get it. And I just think that watching so many different people can only be beneficial for your life and your opinions that matter. And that these guys let you call in and tell your opinions. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And not all streamers do that. They don't all call and ask people's opinions or stuff like. I can't wait to do that. To have more people on my on my panel and that is up my alley. I can't wait to get that right. Nothing tonight, Mary. Yeah, Mary, I kind of thought maybe we were talking about last night. And, like I was saying, it's just a matter of the streamer that you're most interested in is probably the people that you'll watch the most, but they're all good. And they're all got their own personalities and their own characteristics. And I think that's what makes our world go around too, is choices. And I think that's wonderful. And you should watch whoever you want to watch, but I love them all. They all have something that I like. And I want to tell you this. Boy, oh boy, Alex, he missed the boat, you guys. And I know you guys know it. He should have been a comedian. Gosh, he's good. He can make me laugh when I don't have anything to laugh about. And he can just say something or change his voice up, and it's beautiful that that you can laugh, because laughter is such good medicine in all the right ways. I think you read my comments wrong. Okay. I was saying they are good men doing it with peace and integrity. Oh no, I read it. I read it correctly, honey. I just wanted to give my opinion about all of them, and just because some of them they they want to be their own person and they don't want to worry about being this streamer or that streamer. And like I said, everyone has something to offer for everybody. No, inner strength, I got you right, honey. And I thank you so much for just making sure I did get you correct. Appreciate that so much. Did I get a little fuzzy? I feel like I got a little fuzzy on you guys. Do I look a little fuzzy? I feel like I might have got a little fuzzy. You're awesome, and I love that I found all of you from JLR. That's another thing. Big shout out to that man. The better you are, the more people want to comfort you. And they want to use past things, and they want to take you down at any cost. In this world nowadays, we don't really need anybody to take anybody down. The world can do it all by itself. It's our resistance and our how we handle things, And yeah, I hate that part. I hate the people that come in. I don't hate, excuse me. I dislike the people that come in and talk bad and make up foolish things in chats and get everybody riled up and on the attack, defense and all that stuff. And I had some great advice someone told me. Forget them. Don't even worry about them and don't even comment. And I'm going to take their advice because obviously they have been in the YouTube world a lot longer than I have. And Nikki's still red hair on the top and the back can get a little fiery. So protecting others or protecting myself. So yeah, I'm just gonna be real careful, and I'm gonna try to um be right. I'm seeing the red light going down me. I'm sorry, that's the turn on light, guys and girl. I always say guys, but I mean, I mean everybody. Um, didn't want you to think I was saying something unkind. Oh no, you'd have to say it right to me, inner strength, because no, I wouldn't believe that anything unkind would come to you, especially with that type of a name. People don't pick names like that unless they truly believe in inner strength. So I already know that about you. I can feel it. Sylvia, hi. Thank you for coming in here. Inner strength, I absolutely hate. Oh, not that word, sorry. Um, what they say. I don't know how anybody could ever watch any of these men and come to any other conclusion than that they are beautiful souls and hearts of gold. Yes, and it's all of them. Each one of them's got a different, well, we all do, but a different soul and a different heart. And I think it's kind of cool, you know? I think it's kind of cool that they express that and they don't mind. Today, if any of you were watching Alex, he got quite upset. And all I could think about is that big guy needs a big hug. When you talk about your kids and things that possibly you've done incorrectly with your children, it will. It'll trigger. It'll push that little button you got because it's your babies. It's your children. It doesn't matter how old they are. It's still your babies, you know? Mary, I need to do a meet and greet. I want to meet all you all. Oh, Mary, that would be awesome. Girls trip to Mary's. It would be so fun. Yes, and I plan on hopefully doing all of those things. And yeah, and loving life. And I'm just going to turn these lights on above me real quick just to give a little bit more light to the situation. Oh, goodness. Such a goofball, goofball, goofball. Okay. Did that help at all? Oh, okay. Not, wasn't perfect, but we'll see what that will help a little bit, I believe. Yay. That'll help a little bit. Cool. That brightened things up a little bit, didn't it? Yay! It got a little dull there because the lights, the sun and everything was kind of going down. So, okay. So I have had a fantastic time just chatting with you guys. I'm the driver. Carrie Stanberry, you know you're the driver, girl. Because we all want to hang our heads and our arms and our legs out the windows. Oh my gosh. JLR Army is famous. Well, it's only because he's made it that way. He's made people pay attention. And it's awesome that he's done that for so many people that he cares about, and it's just cool. And I'm so lucky to be included in any of it, you know. Inner strength. Alex has incredible strength because he is very self-reflective. What's really comes from all his mistakes he's made in life and the beautiful perspective that learning those lessons the hard way has. No kidding. We all learn lessons. And sometimes we have to sit in those lessons for a while until we do and are reflective and grateful to be where You are now, you know? That's what the good part is that you're actually grateful to be where you are. And you don't want to go back to those things. And it's okay. And it's funny because, I don't ever want to portray myself as perfect in any sort of fashion because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does things that they regret later on or they regret 5 minutes after it happened. You know what I mean? I think it's the regret and what you do with it. And if you're truly regretful and you're truly sorry about something you've said or something you've done, I think can change the whole perception of how you feel and what you feel about. Just a short, quick thing. When I was a kid, I was in high school, early, like freshman, sophomore year. My mom gave golf lessons to this gentleman, and he was super nice. Like I never had any problems with him being nice or anything. Mom was she was, training him because he wanted to go as far as he could in golf. So, and my mom's probably one of the best teachers in the United States as far as I'm concerned. She's beyond phenomenal. And she worked with this guy. And so a couple of my friends came over and they said, "Who's that guy?" And I said, "Oh, that's somebody that my mom's giving golf lessons to and training right now to go farther in the game of golf." And they said, "But he doesn't look like a golfer. He's got ripped jeans on. Like he's got ripped short jeans and a t-shirt." They're like, "You're not even supposed to wear that to the golf course, are you?" And I said, "Don't get it mixed up." I said, "Those are country clubs. Golf courses, you can wear just about anything that's covers your body for the most part. You know what I mean? But there's no, you don't have to wear a collar. You don't have to wear a collared shirt at a regular public golf course. No, people go out in t-shirts all the time. But these particular friends were very critical and they were just curious about who this person was. So I, in turn, after they left and I was by myself with my mom, I, in turn, repeated some of the things that these girls said. And my mom got so mad at me. Interesting. Thing to see the people. Yes, it's true. And recovery is a big deal. And when people are in recovery, the worst thing you can do is either talk negative to them, take them somewhere that is more familiarity to them, but maybe you don't know that. You have to change the vision of what you see. I know people that have moved in my life that my husband and I have known in our past life that got involved in different things over their life and needed help, and they actually moved themselves to different cities because they felt it was easier there because they didn't know anybody. So they didn't have anybody to call or go get their whatever from, whatever that was for you, at the time. My family, it seemed to be alcoholism was a big thing in my family. Catholics, you know what I mean? So alcohol was a big part in our family. And I went to Alateen as a young person, and my mom was at Al-Anon, and my father went to AA, but he didn't go to AA until later part of his life. And the church let him back in. He had to do all the things that the Catholics have to do to be reaccepted, and that was something that my father wanted to do because he was getting older, and he was starting to realize that his good old boy days weren't his good old boy days anymore. He was an older man and he needed to start acting like it. And he wasn't an awesome father, but I loved him. And he was my dad, my biological father. I was lucky and got raised by the judge and city attorney, and I'll never ever be able to thank him for all the knowledge he ever gave us kids or the ones that listened. Um, but I loved my father, and my father loved me, and that's all that mattered to me at that time. And my mom was never a mom that ever talked bad about the other parent. She didn't believe in it. So she always would tell us kids when we would ask different questions, she always just said to us, "Oh, when you guys are older, when you're adults, you'll realize or figure out who you want in your life. And then you get to figure out who you don't want in your life. And that's the good thing about being an adult." And I thought to myself, wow, so I can just pick and choose whoever I want to have in my life. And she said, pretty much. That's why a lot of families get so upset when their family members go out and meet friends that they end up being closer to than their family members. And the family gets so upset, at holiday times and stuff like that. And it's only because, like my mom said, when you're born into the family that you're born into. But when you become an adult and you live on your own and you get to do your own things, you get to build the family that you really wanted around yourself. So I've always taken that to heart, and she's a wise woman. I know what you've done, but how do you deal with the mistake in the future? That's what's most important, because you admit it and you accept it and you make it part of yourself. You don't ever shun away from it, and you don't ever be in denial. If you're in denial and say, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. That must have been somebody else. Somebody else did that, not me." Not taking accountability. And that's a big thing for me, is I like to take accountability for my mistakes. And I was raised that way, that everybody makes them. So why not admit to it? If you did it, you need to apologize and move on. But if you didn't do it and there's somebody doing this with you continuously, then you probably just walk away or go in another direction so you don't have to disturb that person's well-being and they don't disturb your well-being. You don't have to talk bad about them, and you don't have to say bad things about them. You can just simply move on. Mary, oh, for everyone in the chat, I love all the hearts. Oh, that's so true. You can be well dressed, even an evil person, and a terrible dressed person with an incredible spirit. That is so true. So the ending of that story is, I got myself in trouble and I repeated what they said. And my mother told me to sit down. And I sat down, and she said, "Let me have a talk with you." And she said, "I need to explain a few things to you." And she said, "Nicolette," that's my real name, by the way, when my mother talks to me. And she said, "Nicolette," she said, "some of the people with the most money in the world don't let you see it or let you know that they have it, because they want to be judged for their content of their character. They want to be judged for who they are inside and not what they can provide, or buy everybody dinner, or buy you this or buy you that, or help you out of this trouble or help you out of that. No. They just are quiet people that aren't and don't be very flashy. There's a lot of those people. There's a lot of them in Las Vegas. For the time and the duration that my husband and I were there for the 14 years, I can't tell you how many celebrities and people of great stature that we came across and met and loved, and they loved us. And it's the genuine. I think it's just being a genuine person that other people feel that. I do. I feel when people are genuine, and then sometimes I'll make a false report in my own mind. and I'll take somebody off of, first first visit or first talking, and maybe you didn't jive in that first visit or that first conversation, but in the second or the third conversation it was like you never had the first conversation because you get along so well. But you have to provide yourself that opportunity to be open and receive. Sometimes we don't receive very well. I'm really bad at that. I'm super bad at accepting gifts. Carrie Stanberry, that's on here, if you're still here, she can definitely attest to this. I'm just, I have a hard, I would rather give than receive. Um, I know most of you probably read my description of kind of who I am and what I've kind of gone through and what I expect the channel to be. Um, I got the amount of subs. Thank you, JLR, and thank you, Juice, and Alex, and everybody, Chevy, everybody, and Diana, and thank you, everybody. But a lot of people I've heard, the grifting, and I keep hearing that word, and I really didn't even know what grifting was for a while. And I heard people using it against each other and arguing, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a grifter. I don't know, what do I do to change the grifting? Like, I'm not understanding. And then when people started seeing it more and more about other streamers, and I thought to myself, that's not grifting at all. They're actually providing some of the best services to the public. We're getting information that we could have never gotten from news channels, local news channels. They would have never provided us the information that we have now, you know? Oh, Mama Bear 100, 100, Carrie, for sure. You may not be my blood, but we are family. Oh, Carrie, I know that. I know that, honey. Your mom was a wonderful example. You've had a blessed life. I really have. But being from the family that I'm from, I do it on my own, you guys. I don't ask for anything. And that's another thing my friends that know me all the time can attest to. I just don't. My husband wasn't like that. He wanted to prove to my family that we loved each other for what we loved each other for, and not what he could get from my family. He always worked the 2 jobs or more and was a great provider for so many years for us until, of course, illnesses get you, you know? So, but on the grifting thing. So if you have looked at my description, I just want to be, because I'm a transparent kind of person, and this is something that's kind of bothered me. I do have Cash App down there on it. I'm not asking anybody to put anything on there. It is there because I know that's kind of what you're supposed to do. I know at one time, with all the people I have, that eventually I'm going to be able to have super chats, and I'm going to be able to see all that kind of stuff, and I'll be able to put like different stickers for people and just cool stuff, that YouTube provides you to be able to do. But I did put it there not because I wanted to, but because someone asked me to. And I am doing all of this because I love history and crime and unsolved, and I love people. But I did put it on there because it is for my health, and because I do everything myself. And so I just wanted to be honest and tell people that, so they never thought that I was doing something that was not kind or as a stand-up person. There, I got that off my chest and I feel better. You might hear that again from me too, you guys. Sorry. It makes people feel go to give to those people. It makes people feel that they go to give to those people. It feels good to give to those people. I think we miss an O and a D, or I just can't see it. Inner strength. I think I just can't see it. I can't stand when people say that. Me either. Like, I really had to investigate what it was because I didn't want to be that. Um, and I always wanted to people, and was it a year and a half or 2 years ago? I think that we did friends did a GoFundMe for my jaw, because I have a messed up bottom jaw. That's why my mouth kind of goes different directions sometimes. I've just divulged that to you guys. It was radiation. Radiation did some things to me. And a lot of people with cancer, it isn't the cancer that gets them, it's the darn stuff around it. It's the stuff that the machines do to you and all that. So right now I have to replace all these lower teeth on my bottom. All the top is great. No cavities, no nothing, but the radiation did some damage to the gums and to the bottom teeth. So I have a lot of that stuff to do. So what my friends came up with on the GoFundMe, it wasn't, it's not enough for the bottom teeth. But I went to my credit union and I had them put it in an account, and I told them that I can't come and touch it unless I give them a note from a dentist. So I have to literally, every time I go in there and pull out of my account that I set up with the GoFundMe, I have to literally show them a note from a dentist in order to be able to take anything out of there. But that was the way I kept myself, straight. So I didn't go, oh gosh, I have a huge electric bill, or I have a huge this, or I have a huge that. Maybe I'll just take a little bit and borrow from here. No, that's not what it was meant for. So I have that also. So that, and hopefully the little work that I do for YouTube will help, and I can get all this straightened out. And that's really the biggest priority on my bucket list, is I just don't, I don't want them to fall out. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with what the radiation has done to them. And like I said, I'll always be really honest, and keep it 100 with you guys, even if it's an uncomfortable thing that I don't like necessarily talking about. And you know, I can't wait for the guys to do that live streaming that they're going to do as a little fundraiser for juice. And hopefully I think it'll do great. And I told them I'm excited about it, and whatever I have that I can part with, I have no problem in giving it to him for attorney fees, for something that's so ridiculous that the man didn't even do. Okay, it makes me feel that people, yep. Okay, Mama Bear, please make sure to hit the like button. Thank you, Mama Bear. I don't have any mods yet. I'm getting in there, I have to have more view hours. I'm lacking in view hours, and then I'm good. So it's view hours, and then they'll move me up, I guess, to whatever level. I don't know. Bronze, silver, gold. Who knows what they're going to move me up to in YouTube. Or I'll just stay where I am, and that's fine with Nikki too, because I am having a ball with you guys. Brenda, oh my gosh, Brenda Walsh. Hi, honey. Thank you for stopping by, sweetheart. I appreciate that so much. How's that going to work? Which one, sweetie pie? Which one's going to work, Mama Bear? Me too. Inner strength. Inner strength, Mama Bear, and I always do that in the way because otherwise I forget. I am a giver too. I like doing it. It makes people happy. Mary, it's so kind to do that, and to make somebody smile or be surprised is awesome. And it's very cool. And I think these dogs are going to start running the fence line. Just be prepared, you guys. I'm going to try to block my microphone the best I can. Brenda, happy to have you. Yes, Brenda, thank you, honey. And thank you for letting me be on your panel the other night with you and Mystic. That was so fun. I love that. And I'd love to do that anytime with you guys again. It was wonderful. It's a pleasure to be here. Oh, Brenda, it's a pleasure to have you. And I'm grateful. And yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here. What can I say? I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be standing my feet on the ground. The OGs will keep the men people away. Or the mean people away. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that they will. And they've been really just great. The guys are raising money for Juice. Yes, Mama Bear. I'm not sure. They're supposed to do a live together or something. And I was going to try to like do whatever I don't have much, but I'm going to give it to Juice. And I also sent him the information on Mara. Oh, can you hear me? Okay, now I'm gonna go like this and keep blocking it. I don't want you to hear the dogs. Maricopa County has a very nice NAACP. I was looking it up and kind of examining it last night and seeing the things that they provided and offered, and it looked like a really good one, and it's equality for everyone, and I love that. And I love that the NAACP changed that part of who they were to include everyone and everyone having a plight. And I think that's awesome. And in Maricopa County, there in Arizona, it seems that they had a nice one. I did give the information to Juice, and it is a men, a lot of black men. They don't want to use that. They don't want to use the card. They want to be stand-up guys and do it other ways. And I get that. And that's okay too. But I always wanted him to know he had choices and that there was other people that care for situations like that, and they don't like those kind of situations, and equality is a big thing. And Arizona is really trying to enforce equality for everyone. And I'm sorry to say, not in those hills, not in that neighborhood. It's unfortunate. The guys are raising money for Jews. Yes, I think someone said JLR is leaving on Sunday, so I bet you they're going to try to do something tomorrow, or maybe I bet you it's going to be tomorrow. Saturday, yeah, that probably seems like a reasonable day. And Ted I think he just picked Ted up from the airport or something. Who let the dogs out? Me, I let the dogs out. Me. Oh my gosh. Praising God, you are still here to share the words of your testimony. That's my goal. That is my goal. Cali Girl on Fire. I love that. That's a cute name too. I love some of the names in here are just so adorable. Yeah, praise God. God is good. All day. All day, all the time. And I'm going to believe that, and I have to believe it. Because that's also giving me the strength that I require and that I need. Brenda, I love it when you light the candles. It's so sweet. I love that. It's so sweet. Inner strength, Kelly girl, so true. We are lucky to. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We got a lot of people in the JLR Army to help Juice. I know you guys do. And I'm just lucky to be part of it. And I'm lucky that, a while back that JLR and Alex took a liking to me, and JLR made me part of the crew. And he said, "You're a part of this channel." And I said, I'm grateful, I'm not trying to cause anybody any, disturbances or mishaps or anything. I'm just found a need, and I found a place where A lot of you ladies are very, very supportive, and a lot of you like to express what you want to say. And I love that. And I don't have any problem with you expressing yourselves on any level. So I know how to handle Nikki, you know? Um, yeah, Mary's so right. Inner strength. I got you back on that one. Mary is right. Mary, we're coming to your house one day, so you better keep the lights on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Mary. You don't have to keep the lights on. I don't want your electricity bill to go up. Heaven forbid. No, no, we don't want that. Uh, yeah, they are having a basketball game. I'm excited about that. I told them they were just missing one player. And I'm sure they all said, "Who's that?" And I said, "A female Charles Barkley. That would be Nikki." That's what people used to call me as an adult playing basketball with the pickup games with the guys and stuff. I was lucky enough to be a really decent athlete. And when I met my husband, he played in a lot of pickup games around the different parks in the city. So he asked me to go because we were friends, not the dating yet. And he asked me, he knew I was a basketball player and they needed another player. And I said, let's go. I'll do it. So I got all my stuff. I got my garb on. I was ready. I got down at the park. And all these guys looked at me and said, what's she here for? And the guy said, she's playing. And these other guys said, she's playing on whose team? And not my husband at the time, but Mike says, she'll play on our team. We'll take her. No problem. By the time the game was over, that other team was yelling at our team and yelling at my husband and the fellas and told them, don't bring Charles Barkley back. So I guess I was pretty good at blocking out, I would say, because they're referring to me as Charles Barkley, and that was one of Charles's great things that he could do with that bootay, is block out. So yeah, it was just funny, and they were just like, please don't bring her again. We will crowdfund to help. Oh, Inner Strength, that is such a great idea. Okay, the basketball game, yeah. Oh, Mama Bear, I love you guys too. Like, thank you for being here with me and sticking around. And you could be in a million other places. You guys could go so many other places, and just to spend some time with me, I appreciate it so much. Get your rooms ready, Mary. Yeah, get our rooms ready, Mary. Carrie's driving. Me and Inner Strength are getting it. It would be so funny, Mary, if we show up with so many girls at your house. You'll be like, you guys caravanned. And we'll be like, yes, we did. Oh my gosh. I would love that to happen. We were all talking about, hey, Brenda Walsh, we're all talking about going to Mary's house. Mary has invited us, and we're going to do, we want to do a girls' trip one day. Oh, Brenda, I love that you know so many people so you can come in and say hi. I love that. I know what impact they have if there's a few. Imagine if you were hundreds of letters. I support the support of Jews. I'm going to try and find the court clerk's information. The one thing that I got really confused about last night, and Juice was so kind, he was on really super, super late, and I decided to give him a holler or give him a call and see if he wanted me to call in or chat. And so I did. And he's so humble. He's so humble. And he was so revved up from it that he couldn't come down. And we know how that feels when someone's made us so upset, or a few things have made us so upset, it takes us a while to get ourselves, back to normal. And I even suggested to him, I bet the hugs from your children would help. And it would help make you relax a little bit. Just the love from your children. Mary's house, Brenda Walt, Mary's house. Inner strength is amazing. Inner strength, amazing. Oh, woohoo, let's go. I'm ready too. I might have to save for a minute because I wanted to have a good time. Mary, you just know, you just don't know how much you are loved. And look how many people you gained. Oh my gosh. Mary, all of you that have come in here tonight, you got a special place because of the support. That's all anybody wants. They just want to know when people are doing something, you just want to know you're doing a good job and you were doing it for the right reasons, Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. No, Mary invited Nikki. I invited myself. No, Mary knows we're bringing a group. She's going to have so much fun with all of us. Are you kidding me? He is such a nice guy. He doesn't deserve this. And think we could include links to every time yeah, it was fine. They were there. There is somebody that sent me a really, was it Rhonda? I think her name is Rhonda. And she sent me an email. She asked me for my email address last night. I think it was in Juice's chat. And she asked me for my email, and she asked me if I wouldn't mind her sending me something. And I said, yeah, go ahead and, send me something. And so she sent it, and it was the ideas on that she is a great organizer. That's one of her fortes. And that any chance she gets to organize anything for Juice, she'd be honored. And I thought that was so nice, you know what I mean, for her to want to use her attributes. Anybody, that's a wonderful thing. Nikki, you are doing a great. Oh, Brenda, thank you. I don't think I am, but thank you. I'm gonna make you cry, Cali girl on fire. No, don't cry, please. Don't cry. This is great chat. And Mary, everybody on the chat's invited, right? There's only a couple of us, Mary. My uncle has a place on the water. It looks across from Canada. Oh, gorgeous. This big boat freighter traveled by on his beach. It's so cool under the moonlight. They have lights on them. Oh, it is. I love the water. I love, but Northwest kids, you can't help it. You just can't. I guess there's people that don't like it here, but I don't think I've came across any that say, oh, I don't like any of the water here. I don't think I've ever heard that yet. I have to hop off, but thank you for doing a live. Have a great weekend. Oh, Mama Bear, you too, sweetheart. You have the best weekend. And stay very blessed, honey. Very blessed. Thank you for coming. Night, Mama Bear. Mary, that sounds wonderful. Yes, it does. That's me, silly. I love it. Oh, Mary, I'm in Canada. I'll swim across and meet y'all there. Oh, Brenda, I'll send a boat. I'll come in a boat and get you. You don't even have to swim. I have my passport. Oh, Mama Bear, night to you too, sweetheart. And I hope to see you again in the very near future. Oh, Inner Strength, you're Rhonda? Are you the one that sent it to me? Brenda, see all these different names in here. I'm going to have to get used to who is who. Oh my gosh, inner strength. It was you, wasn't it? And you are a great organizer. It's your forte. I'm so glad I have your number and your information. That makes me so happy because I am trying to get that over to Juice. And if nothing else, I'll send it to his email tonight. Promise you. That's a promise. I will send it to his email. Mm-hmm. I'll get it out somewhere. One of the guys, I'll start with Juice. If I can't get it to Juice or Juice hasn't read it, I'll send it to the next. And we'll just see what we can, excuse me, what you can put together. You did. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad to know. Now I know. I know exactly who you are, Inner Strength. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for telling me it's you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get it over. That's one of my plans tonight. When I get off of here, I'm going to start concentrating on sending it over to the fellas and let Juice reach out to you if he thinks that that's something that he would like to do. I know he's a shy guy too, and I know that. I'm going to give him your number too, if that's okay with you, Inner Strength. I'm going to give him your number also. I'm going to pass your information over. So hopefully he will use it. I'm going to ask him to use it and at least talk to you. Yeah, yeah. The screen names I'm starting to recognize them though. So I like that. Then I'm starting to recognize who's who and like being on the different platforms, putting faces to who's who. And yeah, I love that. I like that I'm starting to, get that kind of together. That's wonderful. Oh, I'm the dog mom. Hi. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Let's flood the judge with letters for Juice. I think that's wonderful. I think, and this is I think, it's an I think that if the attorney is a civil attorney that Jim has located, I think that they're going to be great for them because civil attorneys know so much about our rights. And that's what they really need. A defending attorney, a public defender or a defender is great. But I think in this kind of justice, if I can be so frank, I think in this kind of justice, I think it needs to be somebody that is very familiar with our rights as humans. Mary says, "Oh my, how many?" When we get closer to it, Mary, we'll figure it out. How many is our limit? Mary, you need to give us a limit. They could use extra help. No way JLR can read all the emails he gets. You know what? I used to think that. He's a machine, like Alex said. Because I'll send an email and then I'm like, okay, I didn't hear anything back. So maybe he needs a reminder email. So then I'll send another one. But he told me kind of how to do it to make it a little bit better and faster for him to receive my messages. Is I just go in there and I kind of do capitalize my name so it sticks out so he knows exactly who it is that is sending the email. Just little things like that is what he's asked me, to do in the past, so he'll get an email and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, to know those things. So I've had pretty good luck, but I do follow, capitalizing everything and make it really stand out. That's for sure. Um, yeah, inner strength. It is exactly what he needs, hon. No, everybody isn't from Oregon, Carrie. Nope. Is there someone else from Oregon in here? I'm looking. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. She's in Reno. Carrie, she's in Reno. We have Reno, Michigan, Oregon, Washington, Canada, um, Cali. So we have Reno, California, Michigan, Arizona, Oregon, Washington. So that's six different states. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get down to the end of the nitty gritty for you guys, so you guys can go and support some of the other people, and because I want you guys to be able to do that. It's crunch time right now, especially for Juice. So really, all the kind words that he can get are probably really perfect. You know, Sylvia is from Sydney, Australia. I love that. And Adrian F. You guys know who Adrian F is from Scotland? She shared my page and stuff, and it was so cool to wake up and see somebody from across the waters sharing me. And I think Adrian, don't let me get this wrong. Adrian F, please correct me if I am incorrect. But I think Adrian is a PI, or she does investigative work for a job, or it's her job, I believe. If I heard that correctly. I could be wrong on a little bit of it. So, but I know she's an excellent sleuth where she lives. Um, yeah, Australia. I've heard nothing but great things about how beautiful it is there. Yeah, from the Delta or the Bay. Of that. Nice. How exciting. It's just, yeah, I love so many of these women are so supportive and kind and sweet, and yeah. And then, you get the ones that aren't. And those ones, usually the good ones, kind of take care of the ones that aren't being nice to the streamers. So I can appreciate that so much. And I think I blocked somebody for my first time a week ago. I'm one of Shibby's mods. So he was so kind to ask me. And so I went in there, and there was a troll. And they were being so aggressive and mean. And so I was just listening to people or watching people say, block that person or block the. So I was like, Nikki, you don't like what that person is saying about Shibby. So you're there to help him. So help him. And I pushed the block button. Just 24 hours, but I did. Because I didn't think that was necessary. He was doing such a great job on his stream. He didn't need that. And I know a lot of the guys don't even pay attention to it. They've kind of just overlook them. And that's what I'm kind of hoping to do. Hopefully I won't get too many, but I'm sure they'll come for me. Sylvia, welcome. Nikki has a global reach. That's good for me for awesome trips. I love it. You're so funny. Kelly girl, born in San Mateo. That's a beautiful area. Yes, south of San Francisco. Beautiful area. That's a really beautiful. Is it before like okay, is it Modesto, then is it like San Jose and that and then because I know you go past Oakland, right? And then it's San Mateo. Tell me if I'm right or wrong on that, sweetheart, because I might be wrong. Blue Cats, what? Blue Cats 420. You'll be back in a bit, everyone. Okay, I'm going to be here just for a little bit longer because I want everyone to be able to go and support the guys. Oh, Blue, that's awesome. And yes, Blue, thank you for coming over here, even. Thank you. That was so nice of you. Okay, so I want to tell the rest of this kidnapping story to you guys, really. Why we're here. I think I need to get back into the one story I got way off. We were all going to Michigan to visit Mary, so that threw me way off. So, in 1963, no one told me who it was. I waited for you guys to tell me who was kidnapped in 1963. Oh, Blue Cats, thank you, honey. Thank you. So I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag, so to speak, Blue Cats. Frank Sinatra Jr., old Blue Eye's son and namesake. He was kidnapped on December 8th of 1963 from a group of amateur criminals that had gone to high school together, hoping to strike it rich. Immersed and engineered was one of the third people to be involved in this. He was basically someone that engineered, gave him confidence to try to pull the deal off. Whew, one of the most infamous kidnappings in American history. Several weeks, actually two, the 23-year-old former high school classmate from LA, Barry Keenan, and also a man named Joe Amsler, the third person that was the person that engineered and helped with these guys following through, was John Irvin. And he was the conspirator for this kidnapping. They were following this 19-year-old singer from city to city because he was one of the hottest singers in that era of 1963. They were wanting and waiting to make their move on Frank Sinatra Jr. He worked a lot. The son of old Blue Eyes worked from city to city singing, and he was quite a popular singer. The son of Blue Eyes, he was snatched and demanded the ransom. They demanded the ransom. This happened in December 8th of 1963, just days after the assassination of JFK. So this happened just a few days afterwards. Sinatra Jr. was performing at Harris in Lake Tahoe. It was one of his main places that he definitely went and sang at quite a bit. It was on the border of California and Nevada. He was in his dressing room after a performance one night with a friend. And they were talking about all kinds of things. A gentleman knocked on the door and pretended to be delivering a package to Frank Sinatra Jr. Then all of a sudden, these men rushed in. They blindfolded the singer. They bound and cuffed his friend so he wouldn't be able to leave the dressing room. They tried to bound him so he would have to stay there for many hours. They took Frank Sinatra Jr. out a side door out of the concert hall in Lake Tahoe at Harris. They took him out of that side door, and there was a car waiting, and they put him in the trunk. It was the best way to transport him in those days because these men were stopped by police and talked to because there was roadblocks put up. The roadblocks were set up and the kidnappers were actually stopped, like I said. And the police were trying to figure out where these two gentlemen were going. But they lied their ways through to the police, and they made the police believe them. Why they had Frank Sinatra Jr. all along. They took him to a hideout in suburbia of LA. The motive was money. What have we been talking about with this case that we've all been watching, you guys? Money. It's 90% of the unalivings and the kidnappings. 90% is due to money. Why can't we make our own money? Why can't we make our own to just live? Why does there always have to be a swindle or a scheme or strike it rich ideas on other people's dimes and dollars that they earned? The FBI told Sinatra, as soon as the ransom demand is made, we want you to pay it. And the FBI will track the money to find the kidnappers. So $240,000 was the demand. The FBI made the drop by Keenan's instructions. He wanted them to drop between two school buses that were parked in Sepulveda, California. I hope I said that right. While they picked up the money, they got nervous and they freed Sinatra Jr. Even though they got the ransom, they went ahead and they kept their word and they went ahead and freed him. But they freed him in Bel Air, and he was walking miles in the communities of Bel Air, not really figuring out where he was in those days. But he ran up and found a security guard, because in those days, in those neighborhoods, they had those operating security guards that would drive around 24/7, and keep an eye on the houses and things like that. And it would be in strength. Modesto is way far from San Mateo. It is south of San Francisco. So is it south of Oakland too, or is it before Oakland? Because I thought it was like after San Francisco and another city, but I could be wrong. We got to keep the trolls out. We all got to work to do it. Bring Nancy home. Please bring Nancy home. I don't even know the lady, but I have been watching since day one. Me too, Mary. Day one. Cali Girl on Fire. Wow, I never knew this about Frank Jr. Yes. So, to finish that story. So, they let him out in Bel Air, and he ran up against the security guard. He told the security guard or the security officer what had happened to him. So, the security guard was like, okay, I don't want anybody, if there's still people lurking, I don't want anybody to see me taking you in my car somewhere. So Frank Sinatra Jr. got back into a trunk and he was driven to his mother Nancy's house by this security guard in the back of this man's trunk. It was probably one of the most safest ways to get him to his mother in those days. He barely saw the two men. He couldn't barely identify them because of the blindfold. So, so the news articles and the newspapers started saying that Frank Jr. set this up to get money off of his father. And my question would be, why would he need money off of his father when he was doing so well for himself? He wouldn't need his father's money. He was on the charts. He was top of the charts in those days in 1963. And his father, old Blue Eyes, had led the way. So that name carried a lot of weight. So I'm sure a lot of people bought tickets to see him because of his father and the family that he came from. And that's just normal. Kelly girl, you are in the Delta area. Gotcha. Now I kind of know. Makes me think of my mom or my grandma been taken. Yes. And I hope that I didn't insult you, Cali girl on fire, because I never ever want to do that. Yes, raised on Sacramento River. Thank you. I know now. I know now. Oh, that's right. I loved the old town Sac. Yes. I actually got to go there quite a few times, traveling from Oregon into California and as a family, and we did that a lot. Oh my gosh, Dirty Diana. This lady, I hope I'm doing okay, Diana. I'm trying. I didn't do some things right, but I got my microphone working. Inner Strength Old Town is so fun. I loved California, especially when I was younger. I loved California. And another place that I love is the Santa Barbara area too. I always thought it was so pretty. And I like to go through Helsing. Am I saying it right? Where it looks like the little Holland town. I hope I said it right. Oh, thanks, Diana. I lit it, I turned on some of the lights. I didn't want to turn the really bright ones on, but I saw myself darkening a lot. And everybody probably thought, where is she going? She's darkening a lot. So I've turned on a few lights and lit a candle. Thank you, sweetheart, for the compliment. I really appreciate that from you. Oh, it's beautiful in Santa Barbara. Yeah, I just really loved it. But as a kid, I've always loved to go to places and see differences, always. Spooky vibes. Good spooky vibes, though, Diana. Good spooky vibes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Just kidding, you guys. Oh my goodness, that was funny. Let's see. I want to finish. They traced the clues back to the house where Sinatra was held in Chinoga Park and got even more evidence. They still claimed that Sinatra Jr. had done this to his father in order to get money out of his father. And like I said, he had his own money in those days. He was the hottest thing on the charts in 1963. So I'm quite sure that he didn't need his dad's money then. Irvin, that's the guy that was the conspirator and the engineer of this plan. He spilled the beans of all people. He was the one to talk first. And he told his brother, and his brother gave a tip to the FBI so they could pick up Keenan and Amsler. And they also got almost all the ransom money back, but just a few dollars. So Sinatra got almost all of his $246,000 back. And I think it was just, I don't even think 1,000 was gone. It was very little gone out of the ransom. So he got all his money back. So if his son had done that, Would he have gotten his money back? I don't think so. And I don't think anyone would have wrote a written confession. They wrote written confessions. The defense in the court still tried to pin it onto Sinatra Jr., saying that it was something he had concocted against his father to get her clients off. They didn't believe it because they had already written the witness statements and they had already had them in the court. So they couldn't go back and say, oh, I faked that. I faked the letter. I faked what I wrote you and told you that I did it. They couldn't go back and change it. So the defense ended up losing and they all got convicted. So all three of them got convicted on kidnapping, conspiracy for kidnapping, and several other charges. So they threw the book at him. And I'm sure the Sinatras were very happy about that. And I know it had to be the most traumatizing experience for that man in those days because he was in his 20s. So he was still quite young. You know, we've talked about cars and vehicles that could have possibly taken her. Um, these stories, the Zodiac, excuse me again, that I only kind of reported very little things that people didn't know, I think, that he claimed some great 37 people that he was responsible for, but the FBI could only prove 5 and couldn't prove the other ones. So was it something to make himself feel bigger, like he had done something or done more damage to society and to our loved ones? I think it's half and half for some reason. I think that he might have been responsible for others, but 37, I'm not sure about that. And it's not something that the FBI has ever stated that is true. So it's still just hearsay from the Zodiac himself. So I wanted to bring these relevant stories into this only because of the Nancy case, because of our end calling, because of people talking about it being a kidnapping. And I wanted to show that there is a very easy way that some people don't even know who takes them or they can't recognize them because of the way that they're either covering their eyes. It's nice to be here. Hope you're hanging. Oh, a nice day. Dana's so sweet to everyone. There's just so many people in California. I know, sweetheart. California they've always had quite a few people, but it's always been such a popular state for people to want to live in. And I'm sure it's because of the stars in Hollywood and, you know, wanting to live the dream, of singers and actresses and actors, Kelly Girl Instrument, that was true, but there's here, Kelly Girl all the way, my kids and grandkids, Kelly Girl on fire, you got grandkids? Me and you, same along the same lines. Grandkids, we are rooted in this dirt. I understand. I have an older sister. Oh, Melody, hi, honey. I have an older sister that's a lot older than me, 15 years. And she's lived in California almost her whole existence except for growing up. Then, we stayed in the same house. But other than that, she's been a Cali girl herself. Love, happy endings. And I remember this story. Thank you, Inner Strength. Yeah, I just wanted to bring some stories that could be similarly relevant to the case that all of us have been paying attention to, And Oh, you love the story. Thank you. Thank you, honey. I don't want to tell stories to make them so gruff and I want to give the details, but I want to say it in my way, and not necessarily in the way that the newspapers wrote about it in those days. Kelly will totally get that I was here in Reno when I had my children. Oh, it's beautiful. God bless all of your children and your grandchildren and your families, all of you. God bless you all. That's what makes the world go around, is our beautiful families. And that's what keeps us going and keeps us driving, and keeps us going in the right directions. Positivity, you know? Oh, I'm just so happy to have Brenda in here and Melly and I'm a dog mom and inner strength. Cali girl on fire. God bless all of you. And I truly mean that. And I hope I haven't wasted anybody's time this evening. And I hope that there's been some enjoyment. Thank you for the hearts. And I've enjoyed being here with all of you. And I will be doing something in the next few days. I'll do another story time. I like to call it story time because that's our box. That's our where these are just coming out. And I just want to keep making people's names relevant. And thank you for just the moment of silence for the people that have been affected by the Zodiac. Oh, Brenda, I love you guys too. You guys have been just awesome to me. And I can't ask for anything more than that. You know? It's great. It's just great. And Diana reaching out to me and giving me all this advice and giving me all this help and still helping me. And I'm just thankful. I'm really thankful. And I hope all of you just have the most spectacular weekend. Oh, thank you. Love you guys too. Truly. Truly. I watch and listen to you on the panels. Can't get enough. Someday we'll talk more about surviving chemo. Oh, Survivor? I would love to do that. And I want to call myself that too one day. Survivor. Diana, I would love to meet and talk, honey. You send me the time on my phone, babe. What works good for you. Diana's a great mama, you guys. She's a good mama. She's a really good mama, good wife, good mama, good person. Oh, thanks, you guys. You guys are trying to make my head. I'm going to keep it smashed. And you guys are going to keep it, and I'm going to keep it smashed. I'm a survivor. I feel like it sometimes. The one thing I want to ask you, Callie girl, I love you too, Diana. One thing I want to ask you, I want to ask everybody. Thank you, Melly. Thank you so much for that. I just want to ask, Callie girl, did everybody stay in your corner, or did you have a couple people that decided that it might have been a little too long of a fight? And they weren't around too much for you. I'm just curious. I know what my doctors told me, and they're so sweet. But I know that people, they can't fight. They don't fight with you. They try to fight with you, and great intentions most of the time. But there's a few that just seem like if they don't have to hear the word, they don't have to hear the word. And I could be just a reminder to them. Oh, inner strength. It has been a fantastic evening, and I will send that email still. I'm going to do that, darling. Carrie Stanberry, you one of the good ones, girl. And I've known you for absolutely ever. And for you to give me this support means everything to me. Everything. And that's one person that has gone through her own stuff, surgeries and everything, and she still calls me and asks me how I am. Those are true friends. Those are ones you don't let go of, and you don't put them by the wayside. When they're good, and you want all the good you can have in your lives, guys. Blessings. In my family, also, the C word is happening. All survivors. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. You are only 1 mile from me, Diana. I just can't even believe, like, that was definitely God. Somebody put that in your mind to reach out to me, and me to reach back to you, and you to live only 1 mile from me is the most bizarre thing. And I ended up on the other side of town looking for your house. Oh my God. I'm never going to forget that. I'm just never, because Nikki has a better sense of direction than that, Diana. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Melly, the ones that stick with us in the darkest of times. And you know, I've been a really good sticker arounder for a lot of people for a long time. I'm always here. You know, I might always can't get to you, but you can always get to me. And I've always got an open door for any and all my friends, always. And an ear and a zipped mouth. I can do that, believe it or not. I just don't like to do it on here with you guys. For some reason, I just like to talk. And I think it's really, you're bringing such good out in me. Oh, oh, inner strength. I'm lucky. I'm lucky she's so close to me. I'm lucky. Let you say, Cali Girl on Fire, let you say first, I don't have cancer, but what I have acts like cancer. Everyone surrounded me, family, friends, and my small group that sat with me through it all. I had a few people take me to my initial surgery and were there for me. And now I know it's time at this point in my life. It's time for Nikki to get strong and be there for herself. I can only be the best advocate for me. It's hard for other people to advocate for you because they don't know what your insides feel like. And they don't know what some of the things that you're experiencing, and you don't know if those are true experiences or if those are just something that you're thinking is happening. So when you go to those doctors and you get some great oncologists like I have, they clarify it for me and they make sure that I understand what I'm feeling and what I'm not feeling. And some of the things that I might think are there that aren't there necessarily, in because it can play on your mind. As soon as you hear any of that C word, it changes you. It changes you from the person before you heard the C word to somebody that maybe you don't even recognize after the C word. but you want to know that inside you're still the same person. You just might look a little different, feel a little different in your body. You might be going through some different things. But I think as long as you know who you are inside, that it doesn't matter if people don't and they think you're someone different or they think you're not someone different. Only you know. Only you truly know what you're feeling and experiencing. And like I said, I'm going to say it again. Please get checked, everyone. Please. Just because it could be early enough that you could be here a lot longer. Just stay on top of it. And your guys, too. Any of your guys that feel like they have something going on in their chest as a lump, it's not just us girls, it's guys, too. And I know I said that earlier, but I just wanted to make it clear, you know? And I can't believe I've been on here for 2.5 hours with you guys. This is the longest stream I think I've done so far. And I've had a joy doing it. And I've mixed in some great personal things. And you guys have mixed in some great personal things. And I can't wait until I can really have a panel and you guys can come on in and we can see each other and talk face to face. That'd be so great. And that's going to happen soon. I'm getting very close and I had it, but I think Diana's got to give me a refresher and then I'll have it again. And then I'll just keep working on it until I perfect it. Like Shibby says, all you can do is learn from your mistakes. So that's what I'm obviously going to do. Yeah, Melly, my heart didn't change. It actually grew bigger. I appreciated life so much more. I appreciate everything so much more. It's crazy, but it's true. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that so much. Yeah. No matter what you believe or how much you believe, you can still just believe. And God will always open the door for you when he feels you're ready and he's ready, and he'll always be there, whether you're a believer or not. Maybe by next weekend. Maybe by next weekend I can do a live with a piano. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. We'd be on here for hours just chatting it away. Oh, amen to you. Amen to you. And I said I like Jacksonville. I think that's a cool place too. I haven't been that far down in Florida. Isn't it? It's lower, right? Panhandle or lower down? I haven't been to Jacksonville yet. You guys have a good football team. Or had a good football team or have a good football team. Yeah, I forgot there was a Florida one. That's good. Oh, you guys have been an absolute pleasure. Made my evening. I hope that I helped a little bit in yours and made you smile or made you laugh or just thought something different about me, and now you see. We're going to go live on Monday again if you want to join us, Nikki and everyone in Nikki's channel. Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, thank you for inviting me again. Yay. Oh my gosh. I would love it. Thank you for the invite. I'm a great talker. I know. There I am quiet. I do have a lot of those moments. They're usually by myself. You know. Oh gosh. Oh, Jersey Lass, good evening to you. Sweet dude Shibby. Please, you guys, please go and subscribe to Shibby Sweet underscore dude underscore Shibby. Please. And also, please go and sub Dirty Diana's page. Also, we're hoping one day she'll come out here and do this with us. And I just like for you guys to do that. If anyone else has one that they would like anyone to sub or to like, please put it on here. Please, please, please. Yeah, please put anything that you want me to share or you want anyone to see, guys. You put it on there. I don't have a problem at all. Inner strength. Shibby, do you still have her invisible by chance? I've had nothing but a pleasure with inner strength. Dee Mel, Brenda, inner, hi. Oh, Shibby, thank you. Oh, inner strength. She said, could you check and see if she's invisible or invisible? Yes, she said invisible, Shib. Nikki, tomorrow we will create your mods because people who are mods can post website links. I'd love it. I'd love it. And you shoot me, any of you want to be a mod, shoot me a message in the community. I have a thing up there that I put a post for tonight. So just shoot me a message if you want to be a mod or if you wouldn't mind being a mod. And I'll look at that and I'll see which names are on there. And I think you can pick, I'm not sure how many people you can pick. I'm sure that Diana and Shibby probably knows. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'd love for you to be one. I'd love any of you to be one. Okay, not a MPD, but they can post links. Good. Hey, Shibby, glad you. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that everybody's coming together and we have such a great community going. Really nice community. These people are genuine and they care. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be checking on me, coming in here to join us and to say hi. That's pretty cool. I think, you know, and I hope one day I can help somebody out with this, you know, more than just putting their link, but really getting the hang of it and being able to give some advice. Shibby's great at giving advice. Diana's great at it, you know, and I'd like to be able to help somebody out too, you know, but I have to get good at it and I have to know what I'm talking about so I don't give anybody the wrong advice. Oh, inner strength. You haven't been boring here. You're great. Everybody's been great. Shibby, like, it's been great. Shibby was the first person in here. Like, I waited for a few minutes because it took me a second to get all this together, and Shibby was in here to say hi to me, and it made me feel like, okay, I'm doing something. I'm doing it right. You know, something's happening. Nikki, I'm always in awe of your positivity. You are easy to. Oh, thanks, Melly. Thank you for saying that. Oh, good, Carrie. I want you to build. Carrie's got a great business. She'll be able to tell us one day, hopefully, because I'm going to help her. She wants to get a channel for that, and I think it would be great. And a lot of women really have been flocking to her Facebook and think she's a great talker herself. and she's a joy to talk with. And she smiles a lot, and she's just really nice, and she gives it to you straight. So I would love for her to do that one day. Carrie, I would love that. Oh, Inner Strength's asking you, Carrie, what your business is, sweetheart. If you want to give a couple lines of what it is, put it on there. Oh, MPD was a typo. Gotcha. Diana, I just love you. Oh gosh. Shibby, can you please check your Discord messages and respond? Oh, Dirty Diana sent you a message, Shib. Oh, thank you very much. No, Carrie, thank you. Thank you for being such a good friend to me for so many years. I appreciate it. And my husband, because you adored my husband. And I thank you for that. Shibby's my new dance partner, Carrie. I get the first dance and the last dance with Shibby. But I have to wear this yellow. I had this yellow shirt with my little yellow skirt on. And the yellow just, I don't know what it did to Shibby, but I get the first dance and the last dance, Carrie. Oh, yeah. It's body care, nutrition, and wellness. That's right. Thank you for explaining that better, Care. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it, given it justice. I forgot which symbol are easier. Yeah, but Carrie, she's not a salesperson. She's just strictly a shower of what it does for your skin and the things that some of the stuff that we lack in our bodies as women and as people. And she does really good testimonies. Like, it's really cool, and I'd love to see her on here in the big boys league or the big girls league. I'd love to see her up in here. Carrie sounds amazing and very important to wellness journeys. She is. And when she does get up and going, you're going to know how much other things she does. She really works hard for communities. And when I say works hard for communities, I mean it. She does some wonderful things for people and makes sure that they have the avenues that they need. And sometimes those aren't easy to find for a lot of us. I love Mike forever and ever. I know you did, Carrie. All my girlfriends loved my husband. He was a good man. Good man. You get the first dance, I'll save the last dance. You can have as many as you want in between. Shib, thank you. I would love that. And Carrie knows, she can tell you, I love to dance. That's one thing I'm never going to lack in. I love to dance. You are in luck, Carrie. I've got over 30 years in the hair care beauty industry, outside sales. Inner strength. Can you hook up with Carrie, please? You guys do what you need to do to exchange. Or I can always give Carrie your phone number if you don't mind. You have to tell me, and then Carrie can give you a call. Carrie will call you. Carrie's like that. She follows through. When she does stuff, she does stuff. Like I said, she works very hard for communities in so many different attributes. You guys will be amazed when you hear some of the things that she does for the greater part of the Northwest, and helps a lot of people. I like the old Rat Pack movies too. And can I tell you who my favorite is? It was Dean Martin. He was my favorite. I guess the dark hair, the dark eyes, or the swag and I don't know. I even liked him in all the Jerry Lewis movies, and I loved those. You know, I love those movies. Oh, are you telling me that I'm sweet, Carrie? Because if you're saying I'm sweet, then thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you guys. Okay. Well, I need to call it so you guys can see something else that's going on out there because I know you guys are curious that what's happening with juice and what they're going to do to fundraise and all that stuff. And I've got to get an email sent over, so I'm going to be doing that too. Um, yeah, Carrie's a great person in her strength. She really is good people. So I wouldn't direct anybody that's not. And I just adore you guys. And thanks, you guys. And I got 35 likes. Yay, so far. I know those count. I know everything counts. You know what I mean? I know that they're counting everything in YouTube world, but I'm grateful for you guys. Thanks for letting me be here. Thanks for letting me be included into your worlds. And I'm grateful. And thank you for finding me. And I'm so grateful for finding all of you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. And all we can do is love ourselves the best we can. Because if we don't love ourselves, who's going to love us that way? You know? It really has been a pleasure, you guys. Oh, Sylvia, Jerry Lewis made me laugh too. Dirty Diana, you put what time you on my phone and I'll be there, dear. And I'll bring all my stuff with me or whatever you need me to bring. And like I said, love you guys. And I want you guys to have the best weekend, okay? And really enjoy yourselves. And life is short. And we have to love being here. We're here for a reason. So, oh, don't. Cary Grant was so handsome. And how he talked with that little accent. Oh my gosh, yes. Can I tell you guys one of my very favorite movies in the whole entire world? Carrie might know this answer. I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm admitting it. I love it. I can watch it 10 times a week. I love it. I love how she is. I love that she's just that girl, And I love that movie. I love old movies. I really love them. And the Humphrey Bogarts and and the Katharine Hepburns and Audrey Hepburns and great. They're all so great, and they were great in their time, and they're still timeless. We still watch them now, and I think that's pretty great. You have a great night too, sweetheart, and all of you really have a great night. Yes, I love Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. I love White Christmas too. I love that movie, the dancing. So, yeah. So I gave you a little bit more about me and some of the stuff that I like. Good night. Have a blessed Friday. The rest of it. You guys have a great night. Thank you for being here with me. Can't wait to do it again. You have a great working Jersey Lass. Thank you too, honey. Thank you all. Shibby, everybody. Thank you. Diana, Kelly Girl, Sylvia, Inner Strength, Kelly Girl on Fire, Jersey Lass, Melly, in a dog mom. You guys are great in your own rights. Don't you forget it, because I won't. Good night, everybody. God bless.